So today we have a flight from Half Moon Bay to Los Banos Municipal. It should be about it's like 82 miles direct distance, so I guess like 90 or 95 miles depending on the departure. That's awaiting us. And right at the beginning, let's get to the weather. These are actual METARs from like 40 minutes ago. And as you can see, we have some lower visibility and we have an overcast layer at 1300 feet. Also, the temperature and the dew point spread is quite close to each other, indicating these low clouds. If you forward over to our destination, which actually doesn't have a METAR on site, but there is this KMCE airport or weather station quite close, and immediately you can see that the temperature there is 32 degrees and the dew point is 12. So you can see here near the coast we have a very wet air, as is very custom in this area of the world. And it's creating all kind of problems, mainly the haze or very low cloud layers. But they're coming in the inland. It's actually getting better. Or better, probably not for the nature, but for us pilots. Here from this temperature spread, you can see that it's a very dry air instead, and we have no clouds. I'll switch to the, I switch to the this one, and immediately you can see the prediction. So it's not as dire as it was predicted in the morning, but still we have some broken layer at 800 feet predicted, and tops are around 3000 feet, right? At least here in this area. I wonder if we have some cell here, because here the top is actually flight level 350, so that would maybe indicate some cumulonimbus clouds that can be in the area, because here it's overcast 600 feet and again flight level 450, so I don't know if that's actually correct or if we have some. Let's see if we go observations. Actually don't see any rain or anything like that, so hard to say what's happening there. Regarding visibility, you can see that here it's IFR, here we have marginally VFR, and here we have a VFR weather. So what can we do? We will discuss a little bit later, but remember we have those tops at around 3000 feet, or at least that is what we expect. When I move over to more forecast, come again?
Sorry, Thomas.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. So that's the weather. I will also check the winds. If I go at the surface, I can see that we have winds coming from the west here and also there at our destination. And as already predicted, we might have some gusts to tackle, but that should be fine. So that's the weather for you. Destination is Los Banos Municipal. It has some nice airport remarks. It's not a problem for us in the simulator, but it seems that the runway is not in a very good conditions. There are some cracks. Also, alligator cracking or patches are in poor condition. I don't know what that is. Maybe I don't want to be attacked by a gator, but I believe that it might be some engineering term that I'm not familiar with. Other than that, we have a right traffic on runway 14. However, if the winds hold as they are predicted, we would be using runway 32 there, which has a left traffic. We should avoid overflying the houses south of the airport. I believe that if we can maybe get some Google Maps to see what they are speaking about. So Los Banos Municipal Airport. So south of the airport we have these houses. We should avoid overflying them, which might be difficult as we will be coming in for landing. Can I measure distance here? Measure distance. Okay, that's in meters. So 1 nautical mile, that's about how many meters? It's 1600.
Yeah, I think 1600.
Something like that. So
1816 is for standard.
162 is standard, or maybe 182?
Yeah, and 185 is nautical.
Okay, so this is a nautical mile, and this is like a probably recommended distance to have, you know, on the downwind. However, it seems to be quite long. How long is the runway? Our destination. It's only 3,800 feet. Okay, so it actually looks correct here. So this is like a recommended distance, and if you want to like avoid overflying these houses, you would either prolong that, you know, and go like that, which might be fine, and then you would need to descend over these, or you would do very short base, which I would not really recommend, because that would need to be very short base. So maybe just, you know, overfly them like that, and on this portion you should be your power should be quite low anyway. Maybe try to make it in a way that you would come in a little bit higher and then just cut the throttle more to limit the noise. Just try to simulate, you know, avoiding these, making them angry or something like that. Or do whatever you want if it comes to that. But anyway, that's in the airport remarks. No departures over housing areas to east of airport. Yeah, so we could see houses on the east side, and that's why all the traffic pattern is to the west. Runway 1432 widespread open. I don't know what that means. Unsealed cracks and joints. So it looks like fun. All right, route planning. So this is like a basic route planning that I could come up with. Why I included this VOR station was that it might be a part of the fix for our IFR style departure, so more on that a little bit later, so that's why it's in the plan. Then I believe we can overfly this portion, because at this point we should have very clear weather, so we are able to actually climb a bit more, maybe to 5,500 feet or something like that, which would be a proper VFR altitude coming east. Then there is kind of a airspaces. So obviously we have a Bravo airspace from San Francisco. As you can see, these altitudes are like 6,000 feet is the floor. Then we have 4,000 feet here as a floor. So it might actually be quite difficult to avoid all those airspaces, because we have 4,000 feet as a floor, and then we have 4,000 feet as a ceiling. So it's virtually impossible to not to nick this airspace, as a matter of fact. So I believe that the more appropriate thing to do would be to, for example, fly at 3,500, and as it's more restrictive to get into the class Bravo than it is to get to class Charlie, then maybe we should be just in contact with the ATC and ask if we can enter this airspace and basically cross to the runway and then depart. If we have an ATC online, what might be an issue here is that the plan calls for actually from this San Jose International to fly on this 117 course, magnetic course, which is kind of aligned with the runway. So if we have an ATC, a more prudent thing to do would be actually to overfly it to keep away from the extended center line of the runway and allow departures and arrivals in peace there. So that's one thing to avoid. Here, I believe, is something that is not very common. Usually when you have a class Charlie airspace, you can see that The top altitudes are basically constant for the whole Charlie, and just the down at like bottom altitudes change. But here you can see that there's a portion that actually extends also the top altitude more than usual. Again, to accommodate the arrivals or departures, I would say. Anyway, from the VOR to the international airport, either follow the road directly, or if we have any ATC or traffic, extend it a little bit and then follow the road all the way to Coyote Lake. If you can see, we have basically two similar lakes, like both of those are like longish, and it's also in the tag. So maybe I will switch to that to better see. First, here's Anderson Lake Dam. Here is a VFR reporting point, or yeah, VFR reporting point, and then we have Coyote Lake. This will allow us to actually skirt these mountains, and then we can continue east after that. This San Luis Reservoir should be quite easy to spot, and behind that we have a airport within the city. We have a major intersection here, so it should be pretty easy to spot. So that's my route. If you selected something else, obviously you can fly that. Now, this is a VFR flight. However, even if I switch to the simulator, I can see that this is not exactly VFR weather to me, and might actually still get worse. So what to do in order to depart that? We have a procedure that is called IFR climb to VFR on top. This is, in a sense, a combination of IFR and VFR flight. Do not confuse VFR on top, which is the IFR procedure, with the VFR over top. VFR over the top is purely VFR, like a purely VFR thing, and it means that and it's kind of a procedure or a process that will allow you to overfly maybe some overcast layer. Let's say that your departure and destination are very VFR clear, there are no clouds, but there might be a layer in between them. With the VFR over top, you are able to overfly that. Not in every country this is possible. For example, in my country, I am not able to fly over the clouds that are more than scattered, but in the US it is possible. How smart it is, that's another question, because if something happens to your engine, you are not IFR certified and you need to plunge through the clouds to the ground, you might be in big trouble. So it's on everyone's responsibility to gauge or tell to themselves if that is something they want to do. However, VFR on top is part of the IFR clearance, and it can be granted if you have obviously visual meteorological conditions, and you then adhere to VFR altitudes, cruising altitudes, but you are still on the IFR flight plan. IFR climb to VFR on top is kind of thing that you can get a pop-up clearance for. You don't need to file any flight plan with the ATC, and you can just ask them to do that. And what it will do for you is that you will depart IFR, and when you break out of the clouds and you are in a VMC conditions, you can either continue with the IFR flight plan on VFR on top, or you can actually cancel the IFR flight plan. Most common thing is to cancel the IFR flight plan, for the simple reason, as you will see a little bit later, that when you get this IFR climb to VFR on top clearance, it's usually not given to the destination, your destination, but to some intersection or navigate in the middle, or maybe outside of the airport a little bit. So when I flew that in Boston under ATC, I was actually given a clearance to the airport I was departing from via radar vectors. when I broke out of the clouds, then I was able to cancel that IFR clearance and continue VFR, so that was fine, but the clearance limit is given as it is. So it is an IFR flight. You must fly the appropriate VFR altitude as is written here. You must comply with VFR visibility and distance from cloud criteria. That means you are basically not in VFR yet, unless you have outclimbed the cloud layer by at least 1000 feet, if in a class Echo airspace or Delta or Charlie. You must comply with IFR regulations, adhere to minimum IFR altitudes, ATC clearances, everything is basically IFR. And you should advise ATC before any altitude change. That is very similar to when you have a flight following, so traffic services, and that ensures that ATC can provide accurate information to you. And last thing, VFR-on-top is not permitted in Class Alpha airspace because even though it is an IFR flight, it's kind of a combination, and in Class Alpha airspace you can do only IFR flights. So how to proceed then? I have included some radio examples. Mostly it is based on the information contained in this YouTube video. So I would recommend everyone to watch it maybe afterwards or before. It's just a 10-minute video, and only first 5 minutes deal with the departure. Then the last 5 minutes deal with also coming back through that marine layer. And as you can see, I included like 2 examples what you can get, or any combination or any variation of that. On top is how you basically ask for this. So you call NorCal departure, you say your who you are, where you are, and that you request IFR climb to VFR on top. And as a bonus, you can include that you will be using runway 30, so they can better tell you what to do. If you check the departure procedures for IFR, we have both for runway 12 and for runway 30. For runway 30, there is a charted seams departure, so they can clear you to that seams intersection, for example, and tell you that you should fly seams departure. If, for example, it's runway 12 in use, then they can. I have constructed this clearance to mimic basically this departure procedure, but they can give you anything else. So maybe they tell you that you are clear to the Woodside VOR on departure of flight runway heading, and then radar vectors to this Woodside VOR. That can also be a clearance as that. They will give you climb to and report VFR reaching VFR on top, and if not on top at 3000 or any other altitude, you should just call them to advise and maintain that. So basically, you do what they tell you. Yes. When you actually go flying, remember it's an IFR clearance, so before you depart, before you take off, you actually need to contact NorCal again. On the airport, you will be on the KHAF, advising you're taxiing. Then before departure, before taking off, you need to contact them and you need to say to them that you are ready for departure and they can release you, right? Again, it's an IFR flight, so one in and one out rule again applies here. Then you turn back to KHAF, make your takeoff call. When you climb enough and you are out of the pattern, you will say your final call on the KHAF, and then you will call the departure frequency and NorCal. By that time, by the time that you call them, it might be that you have already broken out of the cloud, so you can basically combine these 2 calls. So you can say them, for example, NorCal departure, November 123 Alpha Bravo, 2500 climbing 3000, we broke out at 1700. right? And they can tell you, okay, if you do you want to cancel IFR, you want to continue, or what do you want to do? Because remember, you will be cleared to some intersection, and Sims intersection is just 9 nautical miles from the airport, so you can be there pretty quickly. And you are not cleared anywhere else under IFR, so the ATC actually would wonder what do you want to do, and most likely they will expect you or assume that you will be canceling the IFR, so you can just as well cancel IFR and continue VFR from there on. They might ask you if you want flight following on or anything, but that will differ, from ATC to ATC. Is this procedure clear?
So would it be possible to like file a waypoint that would be further away from the airport and use that as VFR on top?
You can basically, because alternative is to file the full-fledged IFR flight plan, right?
Mhm.
And at the same time or the same way, you can cancel the IFR flight plan in the air. You don't need to finish it. So that is like an alternative. So if you want to file the full IFR flight plan and don't bother, with this procedure, then you can go ahead and do that. I just thought that this is something that is not encountered that often, so it was, and today was a perfect opportunity to actually do that, because we have this maritime or marine layer, and it's ideal, for this.
Okay.
Because usually where they clear you, your clearance limit, that's usually decided by the ATC. So you can tell them that you will be flying to the east, so kind of they can help you not to send you to the west, for example, but you don't need to include this information. You can just request IFR climb to VFR on top, and they will decide, where to put you.
Yeah, my plan kind of was to fly to Woodside and then go direct above the Morocco to some waypoint just outside the Bravo and go VFR from there. So just you can do it both ways.
Yeah, the chances are that by the time you reach this VOR, you will already be in VMC conditions, because those clouds basically don't continue over the coast, or maybe just a little bit.
I was planning to kind of use the IFR flight plan to cross through the Bravo, and then once I'm clear of the Bravo, cancel and
you can do
go
that as
VFR.
well. In that case, do not do this IFR climb to VFR on top. Just just file the full, IFR flight plan. That might be easier, if you want to cross the Bravo like that.
Just filed VFR after the last waypoint, I guess, if that's possible.
File a full IFR flight plan, and you can cancel it anytime in the air. That's the easiest thing to do.
I'll just do that instead, yeah.
All right, any other question? This? If not, I'll just skip this en route chart, because we have a normal like standard audience here, and you already, like, everyone knows what's written there. The arrival as well. This would be the standard, VFR arrival to the untowered field. I've just depicted, the how this pattern should or could look like. And we will be coming from this direction, so if you are able to spot the runway, you can immediately join this traffic pattern. And I believe even though it doesn't have any weather station, I believe the wind will be favoring runway 32. The forecast seems pretty straightforward here in this area. It would be really strange if the wind was some other direction, like very different. Yeah. And I believe we can go flying. We have some center online, but that's LAX. I don't believe that's actually, no, that's not reaching to us, right?
No, it's not for us.
Yeah, it's not for us. But
We
what
have
about
Oakland.
we have Auckland ground, not the center, right?
Yeah. Right.
And the destination, I believe, is outside of that anyway. Los Angeles Center, or is it? Yeah, I believe it's outside. It should actually be possible to see here, at least on the IFR chart. Where is the border? We have LAX here. Here, this is Los Angeles, this is Oakland, right? So this is the border, those centers. And we are all the way there. So far, nothing for us.
So Thomas, the Oakland ground doesn't affect us at all?
No. That's Oakland ground, you know, it's a top down, so they can control ground and delivery. That's it.
But then when we are taxiing to runway, we don't need to kind of talk to them?
No.
Okay.
Because it's Oakland ground, it's not, and we are on the untowered field, so
Yeah.
no jurisdiction there.
Unless you end up in Oakland somehow. No.
What?
Unless you end up in Oakland.
Yes,
No.
that would be strange. Oakland is there. Be really strange if you ended up there.
No.
Everything unclear ended up in Auckland.
No.
Yeah.
So Thomas, what is ZAK or ZAK? What is that? Do you know?
What do you mean? Where?
I mean, I see there are two centers, one LAX and the other one is ZAK.
Yeah,
or
that's
ZAK.
flight service, and I believe that's the Oceanic there. This one,
Oh yeah.
Oakland Oceanic.
What is that? Is that an airport or is that?
No, that's Oceanic. You know, they control the part of the over the ocean. The same way as you would have Shannon control here over Atlantic. There is an Oceanic control here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But FSS usually means like flight service station. That would be something that in real life in the US you would be able to contact as a VFR pilot and maybe file a flight plan, you know, through them. But here it's full sign. So Oakland Oceanic Center. We have some aircraft in the area. We'll see how many of them speak on 122.8. Both airports, both departure and destination today have a 122.8, so it's actually no radio work or radio tuning today for us. Unless someone comes online, for example, for San Jose. So let's say that some controller would come online, and if that's San Jose control, then if it's a tower, then you basically need to speak to them before you cross that cross this airspace, if you want to cross it. If for some reason you are able to make it so that you between you exit this Bravo and before you enter the ground area of the Charlie, then this outer area of the class Charlie is not controlled by the tower but by the approach, San Jose approach. So if you are able to exit this one and climb over 4,000, you know, before going to this portion, then you are basically able to not speak to anyone if this is just a tower online.
So Thomas, how much is your distance? Or 86 miles?
Yep, 86. But I will be departing to the northwest here, so it will be a little bit longer.
Okay.
I will be doing the Seams departure, you know, and
should we agree on a runway now? Because
the winds, let's say, yeah, I believe that it should be 30. If you check the wind, it's a 240 at 5. And that means that it's around 230, let's say, because of the magnetic variation, and I believe the closest runway is actually 30. It's not very big tailwind, so even if you use 1-2, we would have like 2 knots tailwind, which is not bad. So if everyone agrees, then we can use 1-2 instead, and have some tailwind departure for once.
Yeah.
It's
I
just 2
think
knots.
I'll use 1-2, just a bit shorter.
Okay. Yeah, and using 1-2 will actually absolve me from using GPS, so that would be
Bonus.
It's a bonus, yes. Yeah, so
Fun fact.
Yep.
In 1922, there were a few countries that had mixed driving direction on the roads at the same time. So someone is feeling lucky.
I like the way you think.
yeah.
It was Spain and Italy, by the way.
So if we are using 1-2, then let's quickly review the departure cloud. Then it would be great to hold on to this. So climb on heading 122 to 3000, then climbing left turn direct the VOR and continue climb in VOR holding pattern and hold southeast left turns 321 inbound to cross the VOR at or above 5100. So as long as you are in the IMC conditions, you would continue using this procedure. When you break out, it's your call what to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, with that, happy flying. See you there.
Happy flying.
Happy flying.
Happy flying.
Thomas, can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
So I just reached back home and I was trying to do some flight planning. If I have to avoid the San Francisco airspace, theoretically, can I fly the 3500 and then the 4000 just to avoid talking to ATC and switching my radio?
Of course you can. But again, if that ATC is covering all of it, then there is no space here unless you kind of take it a little bit outside of this. Right?
Yeah,
Because
you could fly south,
yeah,
southeast.
little bit more south, you know, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But otherwise, this Bravo in this area ends at 4000 feet, and this Charlie starts at 4000 feet. Actually, also ends at 4000 feet. So
Well, I thought I'll be at 3500 initially and then go to 4500. So I thought
maybe 55, you know, to adhere to the VFR altitude.
Okay. So 4500 would not count as a
4500 here would not count as a legal VFR altitude coming eastbound, because it needs to be odd thousands plus 500 if you are more than
you're right.
If you are more than 3000 feet AGL.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I kind of Okay.
So here over the mountain, 4500 would be fine, because in that case you are not over 3000 AGL. But as soon as you leave that mountain, you are not kind of legal. Or legal. It's recommended. It's kind of encouraged, you know, because for the traffic avoidance purposes, right?
Yes. No, you're right. I'm just doing things in a hurried fashion because I just came back. Okay, thank you.
That's never a thing in aviation.
I know.
Hurried fashion.
Quite right. But I wanted to just do my own flight plan. But yeah, that is very true.
All right. So again, happy flying, guys.
Happy flying.
Happy flying.
All right. So there we go. I'll this here to have it ready. I have my flight plan there. This is fine. I already did my walk around. We are ready. And forgot to start my head tracking. So I hope that it will catch up even when the application is up. Let's see. Yeah, it caught up. That's good. can see that the visibility is not really great, so that climb will be a good thing to do. And that's working very well, fine. Last check, we don't really have anyone here, so let's just start the aircraft and go there. Yeah, you're there. Perfect. We have a left tank selected. Let's see, we should have 11 and 12 gallons, so let's do a right tank instead. It's right tank. I did the pre-flight already, so that's good. We'll make sure a little bit cracked throttle. We'll check the fuel pressure and we can start on the beacon. Fuel pressure is rising, very good. We'll do one stroke. We have almost 20 degrees outside, that's good. Let's start the engine. Nobody around us. Clear prop. Good start. Monitoring pressure. Let's put on headsets. Yes, that is good. So I will reduce the RPM a little bit. Lean the mixture. Close these. Start the avionics there. Navigation lights. Alright, we can have the map for taxiing. And we will reset our timers there, it's very good. We are squawking 1200, we are correct frequency. Let's synchronize our gyro to heading 100, the opposite end. Right there. Yeah, trim, that's good. Let's review the weather again. Setting 2992 altimeter. So we are basically there, that's good. Let's make sure that our rudder trim is centered. It is. Great. And we can clear this and we will not be refueling today. That's fine. They have 23 gallons remaining, which is enough for this flight. Alright, so let's review our departure. Not this one. Getting. So again, the departure will be on runway 12. We will climb on heading 122. So we'll already select the heading bound of 122 because that's the direction of the runway. And we will climb to 3000 and then left turn direct Woodside VFR.
Taxiing to runway 12, Half Moon Bay.
So we need the frequency 113.9er. So let's configure that 113.9er and let's put it into the box there. OCVOR, yeah. For direction, I believe it would be around, it says 112, so maybe a little bit less. So initially I will configure it like that, but we will reach that and we'll see.
Half Moon Bay traffic, November 91 Papa Charlie, is a Piper Comanche, taxiing to runway 12, Half Moon Bay.
Half Moon Bay traffic, November 27 Victor Delta, Jack Diamond, J40 taxi, runway 12, Half Moon Bay.
Half Moon Bay traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie. I'm joining the train and taxiing to runway 12, Piper Comanche here. Half Moon Bay. All right.
Lemming Crane is on the roll.
Yeah, there was a pretty quick pre-flight, right?
Yep. I save time by being extra careless, you know.
That's the way.
Let's just not bring it over to the real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see some Comanche taxiing behind the building there.
I thought I was clever, but the yellow line ends up here, so now I have to turn around. I don't want to taxi illegal.
Well, I'm skipping the line then.
Yeah.
It's funny how everyone serious about, you know, aviation, or more than serious, actually a little bit serious, actually flies Comanche these days. But it's such a great aircraft.
Yeah, it is.
The only thing I wished there was a possibility was that I could either use only the PM GTN 650
traffic, November 75600.
or the combination.
To runway 12, Half Moon Bay.
Because what I liked about the 650 is that it has more fields, you know, that I can fill, I can display. It doesn't have a map, or it has a smaller map, but if you switch, you know, to the normal view, then you have more fields there.
Oh, I see.
So for IFR flying via GPS, it's actually better to have the combination, as the Cessna 310 has. So that is the only thing I would change here as far as avionics go, but the aircraft handles beautifully. Just love it.
I use the Garmin 450, so I don't have that kind of problems.
Yes. I will need to load up some aircraft with a G1000 here and actually try to enter the flight plan there, because I had problems in the real aircraft to create a flight plan. I was able to do a simple, you know, direct to, but I was not able to create a flight plan for some reason.
Maybe you can find just the Garmin simulator
Yeah,
online. Download and play
yeah,
with.
but I believe that from the Garmin here from the working title is actually pretty close to reality, so I can use that one at least for the flight plan portion.
Yeah, there's also an extension. It's recommended to have that one. It's more realistic. It's a free extension.
There's some extension?
Yeah, 1000 next or something. You find it on
Oh.
flights.to
Okay,
or whatever.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, it's much better with that one.
But I thought that the one from working title that is embedded in the simulator now is pretty damn good already. Should be, at least.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, thanks for the tip. Hey, my brakes are squeaking a little bit now. So let's see. We have a good oil temperature. So let's just do a quick run up there on 2000 RPM and the magnetos check. Good drop on the left one. On the right one, also good drop. Engine is still in the green, so let's cycle the prop. Get some fresh oil into the prop, Governor.
We report a drunk pilot because the guy in the diamond is taxiing like crazy.
Let me give you a number to FAA. Alright, 1500, and we will check the carb heat operation. Yeah, there is a drop. Good idle.
Traffic 36 Echo departing runway 12 straight out Half Moon Bay.
Okay, last check if we have
First
any
time I don't
ATC.
get accused of drunk driving.
Right.
maybe you'll get accused of drunk flying.
So that is fine.
Possibly.
Strobe lights, fuel pump.
Hold my beer, watch me take off.
Okay, let's wait with the landing lights yet. So 122 to 3000 and then direct the VOR, and we will be looking to get out of the clouds soon. We'll be departing with no flaps. Give him some time, then go behind them. Maybe that's good enough. Let's go. Half Moon Bay traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, departing runway 12 straight out departure. Half Moon Bay. Landing lights go on, strobe lights are already on. Gyro is synced. Altitude correct. Nobody coming. So let's do a rolling start. Engine instruments in the green. Airspeed is alive.
Main traffic, Diamond D. 187 Victor Delta lining up runway 12, Half Moon Bay.
Gear up. Let's climb. Let's climb it.
Half Moon traffic, Diamond 187 Victor Delta taking off runway 12, Half Moon Bay.
Let's reduce the RPM a little bit, save the engine. And let's go heading 122. Can basically see already. Let's see if we are able to outclimb these clouds. And I don't want the map anymore.
I kind of forgot that I now have a retractable gear. Why is it not climbing?
Half Moon Bay traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie lining up and taking off runway 12 straight out departure.
Why don't I need any rudder input? That's strange. I hope Microsoft didn't change anything for me. Let's quickly check. I know that it stops me in the air, but yeah, it's actually good. There is no auto rudder or anything. Half Moon Bay traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie at 2000 feet, about 3 miles to the east, and climbing to 3000 and going east. Final call, Half Moon Bay. Kind of flies very smoothly. It's uncharacteristic.
Half Moon Bay traffic, November 75600, taking off on runway 12, Half Moon Bay.
Half Moon Bay traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie. 1,500 feet, runway heading, climbing 3,000. And we'll leave the area to the east. Final call, Half Moon Bay.
Also need to tune that on the nav2, 133.9er. See the distance. Yep. Guess 3,500. We have basically not broken out completely yet, but I can see through those clouds, so I will consider them being good enough. Still to the VOR, and I can see the ground, so that's good. Landing lights off, fuel pump off, and shut down the landing gear to off position. So from the VOR, we will be doing 8-1. Basically overflying the VOR now. Almost. We can see through those clouds, so I will not consider them as clouds per se. Yeah, we are over the VOR, so let's start the timer. And immediately we can see that we are in the good weather there.
San Francisco area traffic, November 36 Echo, over the Woodside, VOR at 6,000, climbing in the holding pattern to 7,000 feet. San Francisco area traffic.
And let's actually try to fly straight for once. Yeah, now it starts to behave like it should. We crossed the mountains and there is a wind from the west, so I fully expect, and we are getting it, some turbulence on the windward side. Actually, no, it's not the windward side. How is it called? Yeah, I don't know. So it should be, is it 13 minutes? No, 7 minutes. 7 minutes to San Jose International. We have the San Francisco Bay there on the left side. I wonder what is this? Very strange. I believe that it might be some WaterFix add-on that I have that is outdated or something like that. For 81 I should maybe 0.82 or something, but it's so minuscule a change that, or a difference, that it doesn't really matter. So I'm not touching elevator at all at this point. We're flying quite fine. So if I look at the map, I'm basically still under this class Bravo, and when I see the Moffett Federal Airfield, I know that I will be like in this spot, and if there was ATC online, I needed to talk to them to be able to cross that class Charlie. But since they are not online, I'll just continue straight ahead. As far as when the airport bases, we have this bay here, so it's that one most likely. I'm still under the Bravo as of yet, but I will be soon out. And in front of us, this should be San Jose International Airport. And we are flying a nice VFR flight in this area. Engine is working nicely. We are on the right tank right now. We'll still remain on the right tank for now. Engine is working perfectly. We have good oil temperature, full pressure and oil pressure. That is good. Heading directly to San Jose International. It must be some wrong water fixes there. And these look like some artificial lakes or stuff. Anyway. Now we are entering the surface portion of the class Charlie. Yep, right now. We are continuing over the airport. Let's do some outside picture.
San Francisco area traffic, November 26 Echo, so you are at 7,000 to Sweden by input, San Francisco area traffic.
When we reach that, we will turn and follow basically the runway direction and the road there. The heading is to 120. Already set it up there. And if the air is a little bit calmer, I will try to sync my gyro. If it is not, then the compass actually compass is not very stable in these conditions. But from experience, it just takes a little bit to the left to allow for a correction of Earth rotation. Do we have any traffic there? I'll just quickly, I don't do that. Check little nav map. No, there is no traffic at this airport. Look out for. Yeah, we should be following the road, but which road? Are we over the airport yet? Oh, yes, we are. So let's reset timer, 6:40. Yeah, it's that road. I didn't think it was that one, but it apparently is. So we had we had 6.7 minutes there. The next portion should be around 11 minutes to that reservoir or lake. Hello, Blue Black. Just saw your message in the chat, so if you're still there, hello to you. So looking at the map, yes, we have the road that we should be flying right next to. Some fairgrounds and IBM, maybe that one will be IBM. Let's see. It is about, IBM is about 1/3 of the way, so not 11 minutes, but maybe 3 minutes or something. That could actually be it, some IBM Park. Wouldn't be surprised if that was it. But it should be on the, between the fork in the road. Do we have any fork in the road? Don't see any. Interesting. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay. One maybe, some intersection. Or that might be IBM. Probably this one. Anyway, I could already see the first longish one. I guess it will be Anderson Lake there. We'll see. Again, from the distance, we should get to Anderson Lake Dam in like 2/3 of the distance, or maybe a little bit more, so about 8 minutes flight. And we were a little bit faster on the previous one, but just a little bit, so 8 minutes and something, and we should be over the dam. Yeah, I guess it will be IBM Park. The temperature is already rising there, as you can see. Let's get some updated weather, maybe San Jose Reed. Let's just do that. And the altimeter is 2988, so let's actually correct that. 2988, like so. And the road is now clearly visible. The Anderson Lake is visible. And continue flying. To the west, we can see that cloud layer also the south portion there behind the mountains. Maybe this will be the good area for the photo. Let's actually make a photo from the cockpit. Okay, that one. Let's fly straight there. Okay. I believe it's time to switch the tanks, so off we go. The left tank and right tank is off. Engine is still in the green. this move? We'll see. Sometimes I have a feeling those counters don't really move, but because I believe I have more hours in this airplane than this or this. Okay, so we have the dam right here. And that's about 8 minutes or 7 minutes, so that's fine. And it should take us all 11 minutes to go there, and I've actually put that on the south part of that lake, so yeah. I don't need the heading mug anymore because I can see where I'm going, and I will just select the new heading of 81. For my next direction. And my directional gyro needs just a little push like that. Just 2 degrees off. We have some wind turbine here. Do we have that on the map? Nope. Invent attack chart. Nope. Coming up on the south portion of this lake. Will be time to turn left momentarily. I will be there a little bit faster than I anticipated. For our destination, I will check probably the altimeter setting from maybe that one. 2981, it's dropping. 2981, and here it is 2987, so maybe 2983 or something like that. 2983, I will do that. Ready. Setting a lower altitude also means that I'm a little bit more safe from the terrain if it comes to that. And we are at the south portion of the lake at 10 minutes. So it's time to turn. And we climbed a bit. There was some updraft, so let's get back down. And I have not reset the timer, so let's do that. And mark 10 minutes. They don't want to climb anymore. And we will now be overflying these mountains there. Maybe we were a little too low on here, but if there is any problem, I see that it's a treeless, so maybe that would constitute a spot that we could use for landing. Something bad happens. And this final portion of the flight should take us about 10 or 13 minutes. Our airport elevation is 121 feet. Pattern altitude at 1100. Next week, I believe we should do some IFR flying for a change to hone our skills in that area as well. Wind is pushing us up, which is kind of expected because we are coming on the windward side of the mountains. And as soon as we come to the leeward side, I remember the term, then it should push us back down. Would be interested to see if that happens. And if I'm mistaken, I can already see that big reservoir here, off the top of my nose. So that's where we are flying today. A little bit beyond that. It's our destination. And then there's not many landing sites in the vicinity that I could be using if something happens. Maybe we would be able to drift down there or glide down there. We would need to do our best. As far as flight path, we should be skirting that kind of there in the middle. Gonna be runway 32 that we will be using the left traffic pattern, the ideal 45° already there. So if we should align ourselves with this road, that would put us exactly at the 45 or almost exactly the 45° angle to the downwind, and we can use this guidance to actually come in. Yeah, there seems to be some wind park. Is it charted? Yeah, windmill farm right there, and we also have some something there. I think big windmill farm. Yes. It's at 31 miles, so when we are there, it will be 10 miles, and it's time to make a call. Los Banos traffic. So basically when we come to the eastern shore of this big reservoir, and I can already see the road, I believe, that will take us in. Yeah, that must be it. But let's confirm when we are closer. Yeah, it's between this portion of the reservoir and yeah, there is this place there. The road's actually coming across. Yeah. Right. Be fine. Can already start. Well, I don't need to start descending yet. So this number is actually rising. That's good. That one as well. It's actually doing something. When I reach this eastern shore, I will commence my descent. And as you can see, we have come to the leeward side of the mountain, and we are descending because the air is descending. So it's really nicely modulated, simulated here. Just add some power to climb back. And we'll let the road lead us in. Wind park there. a lot of windmills. I don't think they're so close in real life to each other. It's kind of this can't be happening. It's funny. A lot of windmills there. It should not be there. They're so close to each other, but yeah, that's a minor thing. We are here for the flying. Yep, and I can reduce the power. We've climbed back to 3,500. Yeah, here we can see the road winding around the reservoir. It's crossing it there and crossing it here in the strait. And we'll continue forward. Is there any way how to recognize when we are coming closer? Well, obviously there will be a second road crossing it, and that's already quite close to it. Then we should see some city or town. Los Banos traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, about 10 miles west of the airport at 3,500 feet. Will be joining a left traffic for runway 32 Los Banos. Haven't if I can already see the town there, so let's commence our descent. Let's reduce the power and let it glide down. Not glide down, but descent. Yeah, the airport should be there, I believe, from the layout of the town. We have some buildings to the south. We should have buildings to the south. We're dropping below 3,000 feet. I believe I'll just pull the full mixture. I will put the fuel pump on. The fuel, I have a little bit more in the left tank, I believe, so we will stay on the left tank. Landing lights can come on already. Maybe we'll do some touch and go, at least one. We'll see. I will already put this on 3.2. Are still too high, so let's increase this RPM to help us descend a little bit. We'll provide more drag. Sorry. Yeah, I'm still descending too slow, so let's make an orbit to lose altitude, and in that case I don't need to put it this high. Started my descent too late. Oh, allowed the speed to go really up.
Los Banos traffic, November 9 Papa Charlie is a Piper Comanche, 10 miles to the west at 4,500 feet descending, and will join the left downwind for runway 32, Los Banos.
Traffic November 187 Victor Delta, step Diamond G40, 10 miles to the west, descending to 1,500 feet to join the traffic pattern, Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, joining left downwind runway 32 at 45, Los Banos. Yeah, it's there. So let's not overfly the building, so let's turn already here and not climb. Yep, so we can drop the gear. Can do a first notch of flaps. Full throttle, not full throttle, full prop. And we can already start descending, yes. That's good. Los Banos traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning left base runway 32, Los Banos. Drop second notch. That we were coming a little bit higher. Yeah, it's too late. Los Banos traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning final, runway 32, touch and go.
Los Banos traffic, November 36 Echo, type Papa Arrow 10 miles west, 2,500, descending 1,100 for westbound and runway 32, Los Banos.
Coming on idle power here. Quite light, so a lot of just wants to fly. Gear up.
Los Banos traffic 91 Papa Charlie joining left downwind for 32.
Los Banos traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie turning left crosswind runway 32, Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, Arrow 36 Echo, 5 miles west, 1,400, descending 1,100. We will enter a left downwind runway 32 behind the aircraft on crosswind. Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie turning left downwind runway 32, Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, November 7, Victor Delta crossing the airfield at 300 feet and then entering the left downwind with the teardrop entry, Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie, turning final, runway 32, touch and go.
So, fuel, left tank, that's still good.
Los Banos traffic, Arrow 36 Echo on 45 degree entry for a
Here.
left downwind runway 32, Los Banos.
Flaps. I will go a little bit slower this time. Try not to glide that much.
Banos traffic, Arrow 36 Echo, turning left downwind runway 32, Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie turning left base runway 32, full stop, Los Banos. Okay, let's do second edge of flaps. Again, too late. Los Banos traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie turning final runway 32, full stop, Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie, turning left crosswind 32.
Los Banos traffic, Arrow 36 Echo, turning left base runway 32, Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, Comanche 91 Papa Charlie, left downwind 32.
Los Banos traffic, Arrow 36 Echo, turning final runway 32, full stop, Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie runway 32 is vacated, taxiing to parking, Los Banos.
Los Banos, we want to Victor Delta lay downwind runway 32, Los Banos.
Los Banos traffic, Comanche 91, Papa Charlie, turning left, base 32.
Los Banos traffic, November 75600 is a Cessna Type 172, about 15 miles to the west of the airport.
Right, I didn't put park brake yet because I tow the aircraft. Why didn't tow? Towing. Right there. Either use Suresh or Valerio as a hot mic here on Discord, and sometimes hear some noises, just so you know.
Sorry, Thomas, what is that again?
Oh, it was probably not you.
Yeah, because I have to do push to talk. It wasn't me, but I can hear some weird noises. I don't know why.
Yeah.
On the
That's all right. For Valerio, got the mic. All right, so that was the flight. We did one pattern. Let's see how we did. This actually, I promise I have not been using this map to make the pattern, so it's pretty close. Circle to actually lose some altitude. That looked nice. Alright, it was very good to have you here. I hope that you can join me also next time, whoever's watching. And
yeah, sorry, my fault.
happy flying.